Hey, Be Joyful Church. Hope you're doing well. We are moving forward in 1 Peter. We're in chapter 3, verse 21 and 22. This is really part B of, the hardest, most complicated sayings that Peter brings to us in his letter. He has just said that in Christ's resurrection and in this that whole process of his death and rebirth, that he has confronted sin for all time and through all time. And Peter specifically rolls back to the time of the flood, and he points out the sinfulness of the world and how that was wiped out. And so he's sort of drawing on those ideas from history. And then he draws it forward again. He says that flood, that rescue from the flood, corresponds in a way to baptism, and that they were sort of baptized by this flood, coming from a wicked place to a pure place. And so let me read this to you. This is in verse 21. Baptism, which corresponds to this rescue from the flood, now saves you, not as a removal of dirt from the body, but as an appeal to God for a good conscience through the resurrection of Jesus Christ, who has gone into heaven and is at the right hand of God, with angels, authorities, and powers having been subjected to him. That experience of Noah's family was like this incredible baptism. And the same kind of thing happens with us today, that we are cleaned, not from dirt. It's not something we do to earn salvation, but it is this process that by obedience we come through and we are blessed. And so he wants to make sure that that's clear. But he also adds this other thought. He says, don't forget what I've been telling you all along. Christ humbled himself to the point of death, and you believers can follow him in that, because when you follow Christ in humility, you have obeyed, you are pleasing to God, and there is a blessing that comes from that. And he is pointing out that the blessing for Christ was that he transitioned from his role as God in the flesh to a new role where he is at the right hand of God, where everything is under him. He has moved back from that place of sacrifice, and now he is in a new role, in a new position beside God in heaven. And so, again, constantly reminding us that choosing humility is always the best course. Choose humility. Choose humility. Okay, talk to you next time.